So we have too many people guarding nobody in this zone. Okay, so right here, the ball's on the wing right here with Concordia. Now, Elwood is going to slide Cody down right here. Okay, but the problem is he's sliding Cody down into nothing. Okay, so now when this happens, look, Jalen's going to have to come back over here, which is fine. But again, so we have Cody guarding nobody and Jason guarding nobody. So either Cody can stay here, okay, Cody can stay out here so Elwood can guard the top of the key, or what happens is that Jason G can slide over here so Reed can kind of get up the line here. Because Jalen's got to move over here. When the ball gets swung this way, again, Reed's got to get up the line, and then Jason G's got to be over here. And if this player stays in the corner and they go swing, swing to the corner here, now Jason G can get out. But again, we just have too many people guarding no one. Jason G's guarding air, Cody's guarding air. So again, you're just leaving the wing wide open because Jalen had to shift over, and it leads to an open three. All right, Jalen's got to get back beneath the three-point line in transition here. Watch Jalen right here. The ball's right here. Like, if you're Jalen, you got to be, look at how he's lollygagging back. You'd be sprinting to get back beneath the three-point line. Because, again, you're in the gaps defensively in transition. Look at how lazily Jalen's getting back here beneath the three-point line right here. See, Jalen's out here. If he sprints to get back to where he's supposed to be, which is, again, beneath the three-point line, there's no driving lane here. But Jalen doesn't sprint to get back beneath the three-point line, so he's in the gaps in transition, and it's going to lead to a layup. Well, don't pull your dribble back, Cody. Run this empty side ball screen. Attack downhill. 3 solid dribbles. Drag this big. Open up Jason G's roll going this way. Okay? You know, again, if a backside defender steps up here, you either have Jalen wide open for a catch-and-shoot 3 or Jalen wide open on a cut for a layup. Okay? Or if this is the backside defender, then, you know, Reed's dive is open. Or if he occupies this defender, then we still have Jalen open. But Cody's going to pull his dribble back. We lose all those opportunities, and you got to reset. Jalen's got a cut here. You run this ball screen. Look at how far over his man is to help when Elwood comes off this ball screen. So instead of Jalen right here, okay, being 3 steps past the three-point line, why can't, first of all, when this ball screen's getting set, Jalen creeps up right to the tip of the three-point line? Okay, because if your man comes in to help, you can become a playmaker and be dangerous. When you stand all the way out here, okay, now this player is going to be able to help and then recover back out. So you look if Jalen's at the tip of the three-point line, and now he's gone, right? And so now we're dropping it to you. You're getting into the lane. You can hit, maybe get a floater. You draw this defender, and now you open up things for Reed. Okay, so good things happen when you cut off of this. But look when you stand at the three-point line. Now you let this man help, and now look, now he's going to be able to rotate back, and we end up with nothing out of this. Nothing out of that advantage we should have had offensively. Okay, so this ball screen is the spacing isn't great. Look at this. Why is this ball screen being set so close to the middle of the floor? Get wider. Set this ball screen closer to the sideline so Cody just has more room to attack downhill. Now, the other thing is Jalen is also standing too close to the ball screen because you're just bringing a defender in the gaps. So look at this. Cody should have space to just attack downhill and open up Jason G's roll. Now, Reed, once he sees this ball screen getting set, has got to get to the weak side of the floor. He should not be still standing there because you're clogging up Jason G's roll. Okay, but look at, because this ball screen wasn't set wide, okay, and Jalen was standing, so close to the middle of the floor and he wasn't getting wide, now Cody doesn't have this space to attack downhill, okay, and open up Jason G's roll. Now, what still can happen here is that Jalen needs to cut. But again, look at where Jalen's standing right here. Okay? Jalen's standing, multiple steps beyond the three-point line. Once he sees this ball screen getting set, if I'm Jalen, I'm getting right to the tip of the three-point line because now I can be dangerous. Because again, look at this. If my man goes to help like this, look, now I'm not standing all the way out here. Now I'm gone, and now I'm cutting. So now when Cody drops this to me, I'm in the lane, and I can hit a runner, or I'm taking this defender and Reed's wide open, or I'm taking this defender and Elwood's wide open. But again, when you stand past the three-point line, you just give that defender time to recover back out, and you can see it eventually leads to a turnover. So this is beautiful right here. You throw the ball down low to Jason G in the post, and what does Jalen do? Jason G draws a double team, and Jalen, it takes him a little longer than I would have liked, but look, he eventually ends up cutting, right? You're not standing at the three-point line. you're cutting. And what does that do? That draws this defender here, okay? And so now that dunker spot's wide open. Now it's just an easy drop-off pass to Reed and a layup. And that was all set up by Jalen's cut. So we got two people doing one thing in the zone right here. Okay, look at Elwood's taking the ball right here. All right, Jason G's guarding the middle. Jalen needs to stay here. Why is Jalen going back to the middle? Okay, Reed's got the man over here. Okay, everyone's doing one thing. Okay, and Jalen's guarding right here. But now we're going to have two people doing one thing. Look at this. We got two people guarding one defender. So one player for Concordia. So now there's no one to guard this player on the wing because Jalen doesn't just stay home, okay, and let Elwood just take this man, which he's certainly more than capable of doing. But now we get two people guarding up top, so that leads to an open catch-and-shoot three. All right, so look at the difference here. You run this empty side ball screen. Look at the spacing. See how everyone is way more spaced to the weak side of the floor? So now Elwood, when he comes off this ball screen, there's no defender in the gaps right there. Now he's got all this space to just attack downhill, okay, and gets a layup. Now you got to finish that, but the spacing and everything led to that wide open opportunity. So here, Jalen misses this opportunity to cut, okay? You throw the ball into the post to Jason G, all right? And look at Jalen. You got to be seeing what your man's doing. Your man's right here. He's clearly getting ready to double. When your man goes to double, just like before, cut, right? We got an easy layup out of this. But look, right now his man is doubling, all right? And where's Jalen going? He's still at the three-point line. Right now he should be moving in this way, okay? And now we're just dropping it to you, and it's either a layup for you or, again, you take this defender and Reed's wide open. But you let Concordia double team, you don't cut and take advantage of it, now you don't score. Jalen can't pick up his dribble here. Look at this. One more hard dribble. See, look at this. Get downhill a little bit more. Get this big to have to commit towards the ball, and Jason G's roll's wide open. Okay? I mean, you take 1 to 2 more solid dribbles, now this big has to commit, and Jason G's wide open. That's a layup. But Jalen, again, picks up his dribble too early. Now that allows the defense to reset. And you got to go reset your offense. Don't stand. Look at this. You throw the ball over the top. Reed's getting fronted. That draws backside help. Why is Jason G standing here? Look at this. Throw it over the top. Backside. Like right now, Jason G, dive to this open space. You're going to occupy this defender. Make sure you can seal him off as well. But don't stand here. If you dive to this open space, this is a layup, right? And you make sure you seal this player off. But Jason G just stands. And now look, now what would have been a layup, now you've got to pass out of it and reset everything. Someone's got to guard the middle here, okay? They throw the ball to the wing right here. Now that brings Cody out because Elwood's got to bump him down, okay? And Jason G can't guard the step up to take the middle because he's got to guard right here. So Jalen's really not guarding anyone right now, okay? I mean, Jalen's got to be the one that comes to the middle here, okay? And if a skip pass gets made this way, okay, Reed can step up, and then Jalen can bump him back down. But again, nobody guards the middle. So now, look at this. Now now Jason G's got to guard two people. He's got to guard the ball, and he's got to guard right here. Okay, and, again, you just allow the offense to overload your zone, and it's just going to lead to a layup. So Cody's going to go underneath this flare screen, okay, which is good. He gets there. All right, you're not getting beat. Matt, kind of an awkward closeout right here. Okay, it's going to cause him to get beat baseline. Now right here, Reed does a nice job stepping up, but we got to help the helper here. And Elwood isn't seeing the ball. Remember, defensively away from the ball you man, right? You got to be seeing the ball, and Elwood isn't seeing what's going on. He's not seeing that Reed is having to go step up, because right here you got to help the helper, right? Reed steps up to help. Someone's got to rotate so this drop-off pass isn't there. But nobody rotates, so it eventually leads to a two-shot foul. Okay, so you run this ball screen right here. It's not an empty side ball screen, but so what happens here with Cody? Okay, so if Cody can just make this pocket pass through, which is very makeable, look what you end up doing here. What do you draw? You draw this backside defender to have to step up. And now we can go either Jason G to Matt for a wide-open catch-and-shoot three, okay, or Jason G to Matt on a cut, and, we should be able to get a layup out of that, okay? Or if you draw this defender, then we can kick it out to Jared for three. So really the read here should really be to try and hit Jason G on this roll right here and see what we can get going on that side of the floor. Now you can see you end up, Jared's man is also just way in no man's land. So Cody's going to kick to the corner and Jared's going to get pump fake to Elwood for 3, but I just wanted to show, what can happen when you hit Jason G on that roll right there. So what's going on this ball screen right here? You got a ball screen getting set. If Elwood's going under this ball screen, Jason G's got to jam the screener. Okay? Obviously you can't sag. Okay, if you're icing, you got to get up and down it. If you're hedging, you got to get up. If you're going under like this, Jason G's got to get up and jam the screener. Because look at how hard it is for Elwood to go under this ball screen here because you're not jamming the screener. So now Elwood's got to go all the way under, and he's not even able to get on the other side until this player for Concordia is almost on the block now. Okay, see if you just jam this screener right here. Okay, now Elwood's getting on the other side, right, and you're able to D him up at about the elbow. But now you're not able to D him up until about the block, and now this player is able to just get an easy layup. So when Concordia's in drop coverage like this, Elwood can't pick up. Look at this. So this player's behind the play. All right, you basically have a 2-on-1 here with Elwood, Jason G, and this big. Elwood's picking his dribble up too early. So he's picking his dribble up now. Just get this big to commit. Elwood just got to attack the lane, and once this big commits, now Jason G's wide open. This backside defender isn't stepping up, okay? So again, Elwood can't, look at, you pick up your dribble before you make this big commit. Get this 1 to 2 more dribbles, get this big to commit towards the ball, and now Jason G's going to be wide open underneath the rim. But Elwood picks up his dribble too early, and now he's got to take a mid-range floater. And he ends up getting the offensive rebound and the putback, but we just wanted to look at how you attack that drop coverage like that. Can't miss this post dig right here. Look at this, ball's right here. Okay, drop halfway. Jalen, halfway. Elwood, halfway. Okay, the ball's right here. Now the ball's on the deck. Okay, get down, jab, recover right here. Elwood's not dropping, though. Again, you're leaving this in the post on an island right here. Elwood should be dropping to right about the nail, and then bang. He can stunt, and then he can recover back out. But nobody drops halfway, so now this big for Concordia is able to just post up, get to wherever he wants to, and it's 2 points. It's a great cut by Jalen, but you got to drop it off here. Look at this. His man goes to double, and what does Jalen do? Immediately cuts, which is great. But look what you do. You occupy this defender. Okay, so just drop this off to Jared, and it's a layup. Okay, it's a great cut, but you got to drop it to Jared, who's wide open right there. Okay, but instead you take that floater and you don't get anything. The spacing isn't great for this ball screen. Okay, again, Concordia's in this drop coverage here where they drop the big and they fight over the top. So really, Cody and Jason G should have a 2-on-1, but Cody needs space to get this big to commit. Once this big commits, now we're in great shape. Right now, either Jason G's wide open on his roll, or he sucks a backside defender all the way in, and now a skip pass is there, a backside defender here, and a skip pass is there. But Cody doesn't have room to attack that big's hip and get him to commit towards the ball because we got a U of M, we got Matt, I think that's Matt, we got Matt right there in the corner. Get Matt to the weak side of the floor, because look, now Cody can just attack off this big's hip, get this big to commit towards the ball, and open up Jason G's roll. But look at Cody picks up his dribble before this big has to commit anywhere. So, now you end up taking, a contested mid-range floater instead of getting something wide open, and it all was there because Cody didn't have space to get that big to attack the big's hip and get him to commit because Matt's standing in the corner there. And so you end up having to taking, contested mid-range floater, and now you got to reset. Got a dig here in the post. Look at Cody. Okay, your man's right. Why is Cody going out towards the three-point line? Stay halfway. You want to stay right at about the nail there, right? Because, again, once he puts the ball on the ground right here, should be right here, and so you're just digging, right? Stunt, recover. But look at Cody. He's going out towards the three-point line right here. He's not halfway. So, again, we leave Jason G having to guard on an island in the post, and it's going to lead to just an easy little layup. Reed's got to get higher here when he ices this ball screen. There's too much space. Look at this. This guard should not have the option to be able to go middle right here. Okay, you want to get a little bit higher here so that, again, this guard doesn't have this option right here and close that gap up. Okay, but look what happens here. Because you give that option there, now this guard can go middle this way, and now Reed's going to fall for this little attack towards the middle, and he's going to end up giving up a layup. So, I mean, again, when you can't sag Look at when his man is setting this screen here. Look at the separation here. All right, Reed's got to get much more level to the screen right here. So again, this player here does not have the option to bring this back to the middle of the floor. When you ice a ball screen, you're keeping this player to the sideline. He shouldn't have the option to be able to go to the middle here. And because you give him the option to go to the middle, now Reed's going to fall for that little jab step right there. It's going to lead to a layup. Elwood does a nice job attacking here. Look at this. Concordia's dropping the big right here. So what does Elwood do? He attacks hard downhill, okay? And when that happens, look, you get this big to commit. And now you force again. First of all, this backside defender's got to make a decision. Now, he does not go with Reed here. So look at the options you have. You force this defender here to have to come over and help. So that opens up Jalen right here. But the other option we have is when we attack hard downhill like this, okay, you get this big to commit, and now Reed's roll's wide open, okay? But right there, again, this player has to come over and help, so now that opens up Jalen for an open catch-and-shoot three in the corner. Want to twist here, empty side ball screen, they go under, okay? If they go under and Jalen's not taking a jumper out of this, Jalen, just bring your dribble back this way, okay, and twist into a second screen, because now they're not going to be able to go under. Now you force the switch, you force them to get in drop coverage, and we get that numbers advantage, you know, whatever. But, again, you don't twist and set that second screen, so now we don't get that advantage that we would have on a regular ball screen. So you want to get halfway here, okay? Right, look at this. Ball's in the post. Where's Jalen going, okay? Drop halfway. You want to get to right about the nail there, okay? Because he puts the ball on the floor. 1, 2, stunt, recover. Get that dribble picked up. But again, you're just leaving Cody one-on-one in the post here, and now you're letting him get way too low, and now Jason G's got to come help, and you're forced to foul. This is great execution right here. Look at this. Cody comes off this ball screen. Concordia's in drop coverage right here where they drop this big. So Cody's going to attack downhill and get this big to commit towards the ball. You don't want to pick up your dribble until you force this big to have to step up towards the ball, because what's that going to do? It's going to open up Jason G's roll. Again, this is a 2-on-1 right here, right? This big's dropping, this player's behind the play. And look what happens. This big commits towards the ball, Jason G's rolls wide open, and it's an easy 2. 2 people doing one thing in the zone. So you got the ball at the middle right here. Okay, what's happening? If Jason G wants to take the middle of the zone, then Jared's got to stay here, and Cody sinks down right here. Okay, but look what happens. Jared ends up coming to guard the middle of the zone, so that's fine. But Jason G, you got to get back to the middle of the zone right here in the paint. Okay, and then Cody, now you're out here, and you're going to be responsible for this player in the zone. But look at this. Jason G stays guarding the middle of the zone, so now what's the problem? 2 people are doing one thing in the zone, and that just opens up this area of the zone. Again, Cody can't leave to take the paint, because now this player is going to be wide open. So you leave the paint vacated, and it just leads to 2, because you had Jason G and Jared both guarding the middle. So this is a pretty good zone possession, right? Ball's at the top of the key, but it's moving, right to the corner. Elwood doesn't put the ball on the ground. He gets it to the middle. Cody doesn't put the ball on the ground. He's got it to the middle. Jared just with 2 dribbles, and now a kick out to a wide open Cody. It's pretty good execution because, again, the ball was moving from the wing to the top of the key to the corner to the middle, back to the top of the key. The zone has to shift, and you punch an opening in that zone, and it's a wide open Cody 3. You just got to knock it down. This is, again, why you want to cut in the post, all right? Jason G's got the ball right here, okay? Jalen's man goes to double. Jalen, go and cut, okay? Because look what happens here. Either Jason G can just turn and hit you right now, okay? Or you're in prime offensive rebounding position. There's no one to box you out right here, okay? But you see Jalen doesn't cut, so now Jason G, 1, doesn't have the option to hit him there for a layup, okay? And 2, you're not look at, you get that offensive rebound if you're standing there, you're in the play. But again, you don't cut, and now the ball goes the other way. So Jalen's guarding air here in transition. I think you're trying to set up in a 2-3 zone, but look what happens here. You can't guard air. Again, Elwood, everyone's guarding someone right now in transition. Where's Jalen going? Jalen's just standing and guarding air. If you're guarding nobody, you're leaving somebody, right? Jalen's got to be finding somebody to check and go find him. Then you can set up in your 2-3 zone. But again, if you're just standing in no man's land guarding air, you're just going to be leaving someone open. And you can see that's what happens here with Concordia, and it ends up being a two-shot foul. Another good zone possession here. Look at this. The ball's moving. Okay, Jalen's got it on the wing. Elwood doesn't put the ball on the ground. He gets immediately to the corner. Okay, and now look. Now you have this cutter flashing here. Look at all the shifting that has to go on. We set up with two people doing one thing in the zone for Concordia, so you know someone's going to be wide open. And Jason G's cut takes that guard with him, so Jalen's wide open for three, and you just got to knock it down. That's why you want to be strong in the gaps right here. So Concordia's going to run this ball screen that Matt's going to switch. But look at Jalen right here. Two glued to the three-point line. Get over here, okay? You want to get much closer to the nail. Again, what is this? This is the shell drill in a game, okay? Because now Matt, when you're strong in the gaps, Matt can get beat a little bit. He doesn't have to backpedal because he's not left on an island right here. Jalen, get into the gaps defensively, and if Matt gets beat a little bit, we're okay. We're in the gaps. We're stunting. We're recovering. Okay, but look you leave Matt on an island here because you're not in the gaps defensively. So now Matt's got to backpedal. Look and now when he backpedals, you just give up a three like that. Too many people collapsing on the ball here in transition. Jalen's a little bit late to get back, but Jason G is coming over here to help. So if Reed sees this right now, there's no need for Reed to now be helping. We got two people helping on the ball. That's fine. Reed's got to get out to the corner here and understand that we don't need a third person here to collapse on the ball in transition. You can see Reed's kind of in no man's land helping when he doesn't need to, so it leads to an open catch-and-shoot three. This is great execution. Empty side ball screen. Looks like Concordia's in drop coverage again here. And look at Elwood. Look at the spacing. Elwood attacks this big downhill. Okay, attacks off this big's hip. And when he's attacking off that big's hip, that means this big is being dragged this way. So now this player here doesn't get over the top in time. And look at all the spacing you have because you emptied out that side of the floor. So now you give Elwood space to come back this way. And it's just all different types of options. And Elwood's able to just get a little runner in the lane. Can't get pressed up here on the perimeter. Look at Elwood right here. Two glued to the three-point line. First of all, his back's got to be totally to the baseline, and he should be easily another step in. Again, your man's multiple steps beyond the three-point line. That's great. We want to be in the gaps defensively. See, look at this. If he's just another half step even in with his back totally to the baseline, now he can stunt and recover back out. But there's a driving lane that there shouldn't be, and now Cody's forced to foul, and Concordia gets two shots. This ends up being, a bucket right here, but Concordia's in drop coverage. You really want to make sure before you run this ball screen that Jalen gets to the weak side of the floor. Because, again, you create a 2-on-1 between Elwood, Reed, and the big dropping for Concordia. And either, look at this, Elwood comes off this ball screen and hits a jumper. But look at the options here. If Elwood just attacks off this big's hip and gets this big to have to step up towards the basketball, okay, now Reed's roll's wide open, but again, Jalen's just kind of stuck here on the strong side of the floor, and that would have potentially clogged that up. But again, you get Elwood coming off this ball screen and an open jumper. So if you're guarding nobody, you're leaving somebody right here. Look at Reed. Reed's just guarding air. You got to find someone to guard. I mean, Jason G really can't come up and guard the middle of the zone because we got someone right here. I mean, if Jason G does want to come out and guard the middle of the zone and Cody wants to come this way, okay. But if Reed can just come up here to the nail and find someone to guard, then we're good. And if someone comes back into his zone, okay, then he can rotate back out, okay, and then Jason G can come out and guard the paint. But again, it's a problem when you're guarding nobody. When you're guarding nobody, you leave somebody. Again, does Elwood want to come down here and check the middle of the zone? Well, if this ball gets swung here, you could be ending up giving up a catch-and-shoot three. But you can see no one checks the middle of the zone. Again, Reed's guarding air. So now that ball gets thrown to the middle, and now look, now you're in trouble because now Jason G does have to vacate the paint, and now this player's wide open on a seal, okay, and it's just going to end up leading to a layup. Can't sag on these ball screens here. Look at this. Concordia sets a ball screen. Look right now. Like Reed's man is clearly setting a ball screen here. Reed's got to get up, okay? I mean, if you're icing, you got to get up. If you're jamming and going under, you got to get up. If you're hedging, you got to get up. But when you sag like this, look at this. Now look at this lane that you leave for this player right here. And if you're switching this ball screen, then Jared's got to get under, right? Ball screen set, you're under, so you're in the gaps defensively. But there can't be all this space for this guard to operate You see he's going to get right to the rim, and it's a two-shot foul. All right, so Elwood, you want to make this pocket pass. The spacing isn't great, but there's no backside defender here. Again, Concordia's in drop coverage here. Look at this right here. Elwood, if he can just make this pocket pass through, you've gotten this big to commit towards the ball. Now Reed can set up and either draw a defender here. So Matt's open, okay, or he's got his own wide open jumper. But this pocket pass through, look at you. Once you get this big to commit towards the ball like this, now you want to make this pocket pass through. And again, the spacing isn't great because Reed's roll is being clogged right here. But you want to force this backside defender to step up. Now Matt's open. But instead, Elwood takes a contested runner. It's a difficult look, and you don't end up getting anything. Okay, so Reed's not guarding anyone in this zone again. Look at this right here. Reed, you're just standing and guarding no one. Again, there's a player in your area of the zone. You've got to get over here and bump Cody over this way, okay, because there's a man coming into this area of the zone. Jared's obviously got to guard the ball. So what's Reed doing here? Again, bump Cody over here. You can't be standing and guarding no one. Right now we have two people guarding right here. Okay, so again, Reed, get over so Cody can go now. But look, Cody has got to sprint to get out to the three-point line because Reed didn't bump him over in time. And now it allows this man to just get it, blow by Cody, and it just leads to an open runner. Two people doing one thing in the zone. Ball's up top here. Look at this. We got Brandon and Jared guarding the ball. Okay? Either Brandon can go here and guard the middle of the zone, okay, or he can come here and Cody can, I think that's Reed can guard the middle of the zone, and we can sink down here. But, again, when you have two people doing one thing in the zone, when two people do one thing, that means zero people are doing another thing. And right now, that's just guarding the middle. So now, look, now you force, ball gets thrown to the middle. Now Reed has to get out of the paint. That leaves the paint vacated, so there's no one to help the helper because this player here can't really sink down because that's going to leave him, and it just leads to a wide open layup. So you don't want Cody in this ball screen, okay? These are two like-sized defensive players. It's too easy for Concordia to switch. You want to either go find Jared or Brandon to get in this ball screen because if Concordia switches with one of these players, now we got a mismatch with Matt down low on a smaller guard. But when you run this ball screen here, if you run a ball screen and the other team can just switch and you don't get a mismatch, then there's no point in running the ball screen. And look at this. Now they just created a switch, but you don't have a mismatch. So now Cody's got to, fling a step-back three and you don't score. So, one, Brandon doesn't really need to double the post here. Okay, they throw it down low in this 2-3 zone. Okay, Brandon right here should, again, be halfway. Okay, but now you're coming down to double. All right, just stay halfway. You're cognizant of your man at the top of the key. You're cognizant of the post, and you're going to dig if he puts the ball on the ground. Jared now can slide over here, so Matt can stay over here. So that's really mistake number one. But mistake number two is Cody with a terrible gamble here. Don't gamble. First of all, you see you got a man right here. Maybe you can get up the line a little bit, but just don't gamble. And you can see you make a terrible gamble. So now the zone gets out of whack. Reed's got to go help in the paint, so there's no one to help the helper, and it's a two-shot foul. So Cody's got to get up here in this zone. Okay, right here, we're guarding the top of the key right here. If you want this player to guard the top of the key and Jalen to stay over here, Cody's got to get up. This is your responsibility. Jason G is going to guard the middle, and you can sink down so that the paint's not left vacated. But again, Cody's just guarding air. Cody's guarding nobody. When you're guarding nobody, you leave somebody. Again, Cody needs to get up the line, and then this player can slide him back down, and you bump him back down there. But again, Cody guards air, so it's just an easy swing to the wing to an open three. Great spacing here, right? Empty side ball screen right here. They go under. Elwood takes a three. And remember, if this is not a three, you just twist right into a second screen that they can't go under, and now you create, the advantage that a ball screen creates. But good spacing, they go under, wide open three. Got to jam this player as he comes through this cross screen right here. Your man is clearly setting a cross screen, Jason G. You've got to jam this player as he comes through so Jalen can get on the other side in plenty of time. Look what happens when you don't jam this player as he comes through. Now look. Now Jalen's late to get on the other side, and you're forced to foul, and with Concordia in the bonus, it's two shots. Got to get in the gaps here. You switch this ball screen. Look at Elwood. Why are you so glued to the three-point line? another half step to a step in this way. This is the shell drill in a game. So when this player comes through here, stunt, plenty of time to recover back out. But we're not leaving defenders one-on-one on an island like this. You can see there's zero gap defense whatsoever. So now look, now Cody's going to end up fouling. And again, Concordia's in the bonus, so this is 2 shots. So you run this ball screen. It's not empty side, but Concordia's in drop coverage. So let's look at the options here. You draw this backside defender, so this lift is open, right? So the option is to go right to this lift, right into a Jason G post seal, right on this recovery. You want to make sure you seal them off. But right here, this guard coming off this ball screen's going to end up taking an open jumper, but we just want to identify what the other options are coming off this. Every time they go under this ball screen here, if Concordia goes under and Elwood isn't taking a jumper coming off that, which is fine, then Jason G, you got to immediately twist into another ball screen, right? And now you come off it a second time, and you're going to either force a switch, drop coverage, whatever whatever your ball screen advantage would be. But you can see you don't twist here, so now you don't create that switch or the drop coverage with the numbers advantage, and now you're just going one-on-one in the post, and you end up not scoring. Picking up dribble too early. Now, first of all, there's too much space here. Look at all the space between the screener and the ball handler. It's too easy for Concordia to fight over the top of this. Again, get Elwood shoulder to shoulder with the screener here, so it's this player has to fight over the top and he's behind the play, but you still have the advantage here. I mean, Elwood's got to just continue to attack downhill. 2, 3 more dribbles, so this big has to stay towards the ball, and now Jason G's roll's wide open. Right, and if you draw a backside defender here, now we either have the 3-point line or we have a cutter coming here, okay, and we have that numbers advantage. But Elwood, again, you pick up your dribble too early. Look at, you don't force this big to have to stay with the ball. You allow him to recover back to Jason G, and what ends up happening, you end up traveling and turning it over. So Brandon's going to get cross-matched here. Now you see he's guarding a big for Concordia. So when this happens, he's got to communicate this. Like right now, he's got to communicate that he's got a mismatch so that he can get front over the top and we can pinch in from the weak side in that backside area, right? Because, I mean, right here, you get cross-matched. It's fine. It happens. But you got to communicate this. Brandon's got to be calling this out and so that he can come over the top in either 3/4 or front, and then we can pinch in from the weak side right here with one of these players. You can see he doesn't communicate that, or no one comes from over the top. So when Brandon tries to front there, there's no one in that backside, and it ends up being a 2-shot foul. So if you're going under here, you want to jam the screener, right? First of all, this is Brandon and Jalen, so this looks extremely switchable. But if you don't want to switch it, fine. Jalen's got to get up and jam them, right? Whenever you're going under, you always jam the screener. There's zero reason not to, because now Brandon can get on the other side, and you're not giving up open threes. But when you don't jam the screener, see, look at this. You don't jam the screener, so now you're going to be just giving up open threes there because Brandon's got to go way further under. Okay, so you always twist here, right? You set an empty side ball screen. If they go under and you're not taking a three, just twist, right? Under, okay, fine. Boom, right into another screen. Now they can't go under. Now you get the advantage a ball screen gives you. So that's one thing right there, okay? Number 2 is when they throw the ball into the post, we're always cutting. Now, here's why. This is a great example. All right, they throw the ball into the post. Look at Matt's man's going to double here in the post, clearly. Okay, so Matt's got to cut. Because we end up getting a catch-and-shoot 3 here, but look at this. If Matt cuts, this 3-point line is still going to be there. Okay, look at this. If Matt cuts right now, either Matt's wide open for a layup, okay, or he takes this defender with him, and now we can just throw the ball from the post out here, right? So when you don't cut, you just take away the option to possibly get something easy at the rim. Now look, the Concordia ends up Xing out, and you end up making a 3, but why not see if you can get something easy at the rim and then still have the 3-point line if you don't? Too much space here on this ball screen. Look at this. When you're setting this ball screen, there can't be this much space between the screener and the ball handler. Again, come shoulder to shoulder off this ball screen. Okay, engage this big, and now that looks like Jason G. His roll is going to be wide open there, right? But you want to make it as difficult as possible, because when Concordia is in this drop coverage, you want to make it as difficult as possible for them to have to fight over the top of the screen. And when you leave this much space, it just becomes easier to fight over the top of the screen. Now, it looks like I believe that's Brandon. Brandon can still get downhill here, okay? You want to get downhill and engage this big, force this big to step up, and now it opens up this roll. And then you force a backside defender to have to step up. And again, now you can either go to the corner or Matt's wide open on a cut. You can drop it off to him for a layup. But, you know, Brandon doesn't get downhill and engage this big. There's too much space between the ball handler and the screener anyway, as well, making it easier for them to fight over the top. And, you know, you allow Concordia to go back and reset their defense with a body on a body.